Welcome to Down and Distance. It's Monday, October 17th, and we're going to be talking about storming the field. Our game of the week, number 3, Alabama. Number 6, Tennessee won the game 52-49. They forcing multiple turnovers, most of Alabama's fault, and guess what? 17 penalties combined for 130 yards. Wow! Yeah, Tennessee ended up winning that 52-49. It was an amazing game. They stormed the field. They took the goalpost out of the bowl, out of the stadium, and threw it in the Tennessee River. Wow, what a game. And I think it was the goalpost that they won the game-winning field goal on. I'll check that out and get you some video footage of that for American Game Day. But wow, what a game. Alabama struggled, but I don't think I've ever seen Alabama give up 42 points and lose the game. Well, I mean, I could see that, but I don't think I've ever seen Alabama score 49 points and lose the game. But they've had 2 turnovers in that game, and they missed a couple I think they missed 2 field goals this game. You might have to double check me on that. But yeah, missed at least 2 field goals in that game. And one of them was missed the one that had Tennessee go on their game-winning field goal drive. Alright, North Carolina, Duke. That was an amazing back-and-forth game. Duke really should have won that game. They were at home. They had the crowd on their side, but North Carolina would not go away, and they won it. Touchdown, North Carolina, to win the game. Stanford, Notre Dame. That was crazy. Well, not really crazy. That was probably the most boringest game I've ever seen. But once again, Notre Dame lost the game. They're now 3-3. Stanford picking up their 2nd win of the season. Stanford looks really great this year, except for they can't seem to find a win. Maybe they will. They did this time. Maybe they'll get better throughout the season. But I will say, if Stanford won the games that they lost by 1 score, I think they would be ranked right now. I mean, they look impressive. Except for the 4th quarter. But I mean, against Notre Dame, they look really good. Arkansas, BYU. Wow, Arkansas finally looks like it back to their competitive selves. I mean, they did allow 35 points. But again, they did play really good off the BYU team. So both these 2 teams fell out of the ranking. Didn't look as great as expected. But they are... Well, Arkansas is climbing back up there, and I don't think we'll see BYU ranked, but I think we'll likely see Arkansas climb back up there. Alright, let's go into the ranked teams now. So we got James Madison and Georgia Southern. So guess who goes down this week? Yep! Newly ranked James Madison finally gets their first loss in the FBS. Didn't look too good. I mean, they put up points, but it's not enough to beat Georgia Southern, who is now 4-3 now. So that keeps them not going below 500. Alright, Mississippi State struggled to Kentucky this week. So I guess you could say Kentucky is back, baby! Kentucky is back up there, and they're going to continue to climb up and stay ranked. So Kentucky, the last couple of weeks, did not look like the Kentucky that we've seen at the beginning of the season, really the Kentucky that we've known them for, but now they're back up there. They're looking like they're climbing back up to be a football team. So big upset this week. Give Oklahoma a round of applause. That's the Oklahoma team we meant to see. Beating Kansas 52-42 at home. Yes, that is an upset, even though it didn't feel like it. Kansas loses another game. Wow, so it'll be interesting to see how Kansas does the rest of the season. And once again, Oklahoma bounced back, putting 52 points this week after scoring 0. So one player does make a big difference. So many teams rushed the field Saturday that I think if Syracuse didn't, they should have. They beat a really good NC State team, and they won 24-9. What a big, impressive win, and do not sleep on Syracuse. They are a favored in the ACC right now. I do know one team that stormed the field, and that was TCU. What an impressive win to end the game, and what a comeback. You know, I think it was 30 to 12. I think it was 30 to 12, maybe 30 to 13. At halftime, either way, TCU was down by half of Oklahoma State's points. They came back, answered. OSU didn't even score a single point, 0 points in the third quarter. OSU, I don't even think they scored a point up until like the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, and that wasn't even enough to take down TCU's amazing comeback. Utah, coming off a loss, they're home against a really good Lincoln Riley USC team, although their defense is not looking good. We know they have the offense, but do they have the defense? Well, Utah exposed their defense late in the game. They could not stop Utah in the final drive. USC had multiple chances to win that game, and they could not. Their defense let them down. Utah pulls up an amazing upset, and now the team to watch in the Pac-12. Alright, well, someone on the road had to win a game, and that's going to be Clemson, obviously, the 4th seed. Although they did struggle to Florida State, winning 34 to 28. Florida State is a good team, so, I mean, yeah. Florida State may be not the team to beat in the ACC this year, but they are going to be one of the top teams to watch in future years. And their new head coach doing a great job down there. Alright. It's time for Pick'em. Alright, so how did I do this week? I went 5-5. Ugh. So I got 32 points. You can go 5-5 or have, not very good wins and still get multiple points if your top teams, confidence, get right. But 33 points, go 5-5 is okay. No, I don't like it at all, alright? I don't like that at all. And I'm 40-29 the season. I'll take it. And I got 244 points this year. I'll talk about Alabama and Tennessee total points. Yeah, no one was even close to scoring 21 points. Not even, that would be the total combined points I was predicting. So, yep. Alright, let's go over my pickup for this week and see how bad I did. Alright, so at 10 and 9 I got right. Clemson at 10, TCU at 9. Oh boy, I almost got that one wrong. I picked USC. I thought they would do great on the road. Home teams obviously had a great day. Tennessee, I got Oklahoma right somehow. I really thought that they would be their chance to win. Tennessee, I should have picked Tennessee. I don't know why I did. I'm so mad about that. Anyway, I got the Kentucky game right. I really thought Penn State could pull it out. Nope, they didn't. Syracuse, unexpected the team to watch the ACC right now. I'm forgetting about NC State now. Illinois! Where did Illinois come from? They look really good right now, beating Minnesota 26-14. And in my number one, which I was really not confident about, Oregon State won 24-10 over Washington State. I should have put that higher up because Washington State just fell apart at the moment. And speaking of Alabama and Tennessee earlier, yeah, Alabama lost 52-49 total combined points, over 100, 101. Yikes. Yep, I just said, did I just combine two words? Yikes. I said it weird. I don't know, country way? I don't know, southern way? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, and guess what? In the spread, total combined points, I predicted 29. Yeah, just a little bit higher, just in case close. I really thought that was just going to be a low-scoring game. Oh, my goodness. The spread, alright, I'm going to go quickly on the spread because, obviously, just like last week, I'm doing terrible. 4-6 this week. I'm 29-40 on the season. Yeah, I flipped it. If I were to do the opposite of what I picked, kind of like what I did for Pick'em, I'd have the same record as I Pick'em. Wow! Ugh. I'm 29 for 40. If I gotta go perfect next week. If I go perfect next week, I still have a losing record, but I mean, I'd be pretty close. I gotta get back up in there. I gotta get a winning record. But anyway, let's go over my spread, alright? I got Penn State 6.5. They lost 41-17. Not even close. I gotta do better. I had Kansas 6.5 because Ucla played some pretty close games this year. No, so close. I mean, I gotta say, almost bad beats. I mean, if Kansas were to score probably another touchdown, I would have to. But I do want Oklahoma to win, so I mean, I'm fine with taking the L there. But the one that hurts me the most is I had Texas covering 14.5. They won by 3 points. Ugh. Come on. It Texas, score one more touchdown for me. Come on, you can do that. And Coastal Carolina let me down. They were favored 11.5 points. They lost 49-21. They had to win that game. Not only did they have to win the game, they had to win that by 12 points. That was not even close. The one I am not disappointed in, because that was such an amazing game to watch. I had Alabama at 6.5 points. I really wish. I was really back and forth on this. I really thought that Alabama would win this game by 7 points. And it almost happened. But Tennessee won the game. So it doesn't matter how close the game was. Tennessee won the game. 6.5 point underdog. They won 52-49. Won by 3 points. Yeah, big deal. And Syracuse, 4.5 point favored. They beat NC State. I knew I picked even though I picked NC State to win the game. I had Syracuse covering. They ended up winning that game. James Madison let me down. 10.5 point favored. They lost 45-38. Just one more touchdown would have done it for me. Well, still they needed like 2 more touchdowns really. And I got, real quickly, I got Nebraska right, Kentucky right, and Stanford right. So, overall, I thought the ending of the game I did pretty good. It's just the ones I got wrong I was just way off. Alright, for some reason, I wasn't even close to covering the spread. But the ones I did were close for some reason. So, I was very close to having probably I mean, the only close one that I was gonna get right was likely none of the ones I got right were a complete blowout. Man, I just stink this week at the spread. I really need to, again, like I said last week, I need to stick at pick'em. This is why I don't do betting. I stink at spread, apparently. But yet my rankings, my predictions are better. I'm good at predicting the outcome of it. I am terrible at predicting the final score. That's just me. I don't know why. But anyway, overrated and underrated time. For which team impressed me the most and which team didn't? Well, the team that did not impress me the most, the team that's overrated highly, is USC this week. And mainly because of their defense. USC let me down the spread and the pick'em, so I'm putting USC up here. They are way overrated right now. They got the offense, they don't got the defense. If you want to win championships, you got to play defense. Defense wins championships, and they obviously don't have that. Probably in a couple of years when they recruit some players. I don't know. Al Grinch really didn't do so well at Oklahoma recruiting, so we'll see. I know they got the power, though. Lincoln Riley definitely sure knows how to get offensive players to recruit. So it'll be interesting to see how future year goes, but this just isn't USC season. I think they're likely predicting 2 more losses, so they'll end the year with 3 losses this year. The Pac-12 is very competitive right now, and Utah proved us wrong. They gave us an answer. It showed us what USC really is. All right, underrated team. Who do I have being the underdog this week? Well, Syracuse! The ACC is climbing up. They are the untalked team. They are undefeated right now. They are untalked. The same with the ACC. No one's really talking about the ACC that much, except for me. I've been talking about a lot about the ACC and mainly Wake Forest. And, well, I mainly haven't talked about Clemson that much either. But I've mainly been talking about NC State, Wake Forest. But Syracuse looks amazing right now. And they are the future of the ACC, looks like. And I gotta say, they are set up for the future. Alright, they're going to a bowl game. They're going to go to a good one. And they got Clemson, I think, this week. You may have to double check me on that, but they have Clemson this week. Oh yeah, it is. And it's our game of the week, so this will really show King Clemson. Both teams are undefeated. They're both, a lot of us think that, I really think that this is now my ACC championship game. Alright, NFL Week 6 recap. What I got for you this week, some headlines. The Titans have reached a deal to build a new stadium, a new dome, that's over $2 billion. What? Yep. The Titans are now building a new stadium, and I can't wait to see it. They haven't even released the design yet. Hopefully I'll get it for you next week, I hope. But that'll be interesting to see how that team will look. If anything that's $2 billion, you better have a good team. And I gotta say, Titans does. They gotta keep, although they do, I don't think they looked impressive as it did last year. So we'll see. But we'll just see how that goes. I'll talk about more of that later when the designs come out. Anyway, Dak Prescott expected to return week 7, so not this week, but the next week, against the Lions. So, is it time for him to come back? I mean, Cooper Rush is doing an amazing job, even though they just lost to the Eagles. His first loss, so I'll talk about more of that coming up. But, I mean, wow. What a season for Dallas. Not only do they have a shot at their conference or not only do they have a shot at their division, they have a shot at winning their conference. I mean, they probably won't be in the Super Bowl, but they have a chance at being really good in the playoffs. And if they can get Dak Prescott healthy and playing well like he did a couple years back, Dallas is going to be unstoppable right now, especially defensively. Alright, let's go over some other recaps I saw. Buccaneers. Tom Brady lost the game again. Where are they now? They got 3 losses now, I think. But Steelers won the game 20-18. Alright, the Ravens went on the road to play the Giants, who did not win they win one game last year? Anyway, the Giants are on the road right now. They are looking like the best team in the NFL, or they're trying to get up there, beating the Ravens 24-20. Man, the Giants are definitely going to be a team to watch for and look out for this year when you're planning on a game to watch. Alright, like I said earlier, Cowboys lost to the Eagles 26-17. It wasn't pretty for them. They had a hard time moving the ball. But again, first loss. It's a big rivalry game. And Philadelphia is still undefeated. I think they're the only undefeated left in the NFL. So there might be another one I might miss. Sorry, I'm not really caught up in the NFL that much. But wow, the Eagles look really good right now. And also, we had a conference championship game rematch this year. The Chiefs. It was a high-scoring game last year. The Chiefs came up short last year. They did it just again. Tony Romo predicted the final score right in the first quarter. Bills won 24-20, just like he predicted. And the Chiefs have got to get some offensive momentum going, although these are probably the two best defensive teams in the league. Alright, we got Monday Night Football tonight. We got the Denver Broncos and the LA Chargers. Who do I have tonight? Well, I'm going to go with the simple pick. I'm going to go with the Chargers because they have the better ranking and I don't follow NFL that much. Sorry about that. I mainly focus on college football. But speaking of college football, let's get back to college football. Alright, I got my rankings. Did I just say speaking of college football, let's get to college football. Oh, Bluefer, I don't know, I may put that in. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. 21, I got South Carolina. 22, North Carolina. 23, Oregon State. 23, NC State. And 25, Texas. Yep, Oregon State and Texas is in my rankings now. I had North Carolina go up a spot with their win over Duke, and NC State I had them dropping big with their loss to Syracuse. And South Carolina had a bye this week, so again, unchanged for them. But again, bye week doesn't mean you're staying put, but I mean, when you're that low, it's hard to figure out where you're going. But I mean, we'll see. Anyway, top 20, 16, I got Wake Forest. Kansas State 17, Kentucky 18, Mississippi State 19, and 20 I got Penn State. Yep, Penn State, Mississippi State dropped over 7. Yep, they dropped out of my top 15. I think I had Mississippi State in my top 12. I'll have to double check on that. I think I had them at 11 or 12. But anyway, yep, Kentucky is moving their way back up there after having a disappointing last couple of weeks. Syracuse is 11 in my rankings. I got Utah at 12 after beating USC. And even though it was close, I got USC at 13. Oklahoma State at 14 with their loss to TCU. They're still having a shot at their conference. Illinois, they're new in my rankings. I like what Illinois did. I put them in that. Once again, that tied the highest new team I put in my rankings. And I think it was TCU last one I did that. And that's in 1 year. So Syracuse goes up 9 spots. You can see that right there. They look really impressive. All right, my top 10. I got Clemson moving its way on up there. TCU at 8. Number 9, I got Alabama. Yeah, that's right. I got Alabama at 9. And UCLA at 10. A team to watch in the Pac-12. My top 6 is next. But boy, what do you think of this? I dropped Alabama 7 spots. Y'all are going to hate me for this, but I mean, you have a loss. Even though you're Alabama, I'm still not giving you, just because of your name, I'm not putting you at 5, all right? Or still in the playoff race, all right? You lost, you're out. As long as we have undefeated teams, you got no shot at the playoffs. Anyway, number 1, I still got Ohio State. They're still my favorite, still. Since the beginning of the season, they are still my favorite number 1 team. Number 2, Tennessee! I got them at 2. Once again, I had them in my top 4, I think week 4? I think week 4 or 5. Early in the season, I had Tennessee in my final 4. Alright, in the playoffs. Georgia at 3. And again, I got Tennessee up at 2 now, so they are improving their resume with their win over Alabama. So even if they lose to Georgia, later in the year, they still got that win over Alabama, although Alabama doesn't look too good this year. Although they are still a good team, just not Nick Serving worthy. Anyway, I got Ole Miss up at 6, Michigan up in the playoffs, and Oregon at 5. Woo! I am out of breath because I have a lot of big changes this week and a lot of teams rushed the field with these. And again, Ole Miss is a team that I really haven't talked much about either, but yet they're in my top 6. Georgia still won. Surprise, no change here. I was honestly kind of expecting Tennessee to take the number 1 spot. But they got number 3, Ohio State at 2. Who do they have at 6 now? This gets interesting now. Well, let's wait for Alabama. Okay. I'm fine with it. At least they're still not in the top 4. I'm fine with it. They still think they're in the playoff race. I'm fine with that. I mean, if the teams ahead of them end up getting a loss, I'm fine with it. They got Michigan at 4. least we still agree on Michigan. I'll say that. And Clemson at 5. I got Clemson at 7, by the way, so I got Clemson creeping on up there. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. I'll likely probably put Clemson in my top 6 or top 5 along with AP poll if they could beat Syracuse. Anyway, some other known facts in the AP poll this week. North Carolina and Tulane is ranked now after winning by 2 points or 3 points, I think, and they didn't even play a team that only had 2 wins this season. So why would you even rank Tulane? I think even the coaches poll ranked them. North Carolina is ranked now. Thank you. I've had them ranked for the last couple of weeks. Kansas' James Madison dropped out. No surprise there, especially James Madison. I never had them ranked. Biggest jump, Illinois went up 6 spots. They're up to 16. NC State, Mississippi State both had the biggest fall, just like in my rankings. They dropped 8 spots, and they are at the bottom of the rankings, but they're still ranked. And wow, what a week. I am out of breath. And I still got 10 more minutes to go left in this show, and I haven't even talked about the games this week. So let's jump into college football headlines. Tennessee is looking to help after storming the field against Alabama. The fans tore down the goalpost, took it out of the stadium, and threw it in the Tennessee River. Yep, and guess what? They have a home game this Saturday. I don't remember who. I'll look it up in just a second. But, surely I'll talk about it. Anyway, but they're looking to replace that. They're turning the fans. And guess what? Oh, yeah. They had a $100,000 fine on storing the field. And they asked for fans to help to pay for a new field goal post. And you got to do that in under 5 days. All right. So, let's update you on the conference standings real quick. ACC, not much to change from last week except for Wake Forest and Georgia Tech are now some teams to watch. Yep, Wake Forest, after having an unexpected start to the conference, they are looking to climb right back up there. Alright, the Big 12 we go. TCU took the 1 spot. The purple teams got the lead in the Big 12. Texas climbing back up there. Oklahoma State with the fall, but they're still in the race. Kansas, despite their loss to Oklahoma, they jump back up there and keep a close eye on these teams. And again, the Big 12 is wide open. This could be completely different next week. Alright, the Big 10, we go. Number 1, I got Michigan. I know, but these are computer generated, so. And I combined the 2 divisions. So, Michigan is 1, Ohio State's 2, Illinois is up to 3, Purdue is 4, Penn State all the way down to 5 now. So, once again, it's not all one-side division now. We actually, thanks to Illinois and Purdue, we actually have some competition. So, at the moment, it looks like we have Michigan versus Illinois in the Big Ten championship game. Pac-12 we go! They're all one conference now, or they got rid of division, so they'll have the best 2 teams play each other, and every week it's different. So now it's UCLA versus Oregon. Despite Utah beating USC, USC still ranked ahead of them. How in the world is that? Well, because Utah got a bye week. USC hasn't, but that will likely change as USC gets their bye week, I think, this week or next week. I'm not so sure about that, but as long as Utah can get a win, they'll be, during USC bye week, they'll take over USC. Through the SEC we go. Guess who's number 1 now? Georgia takes Alabama's spot. Yep, that's right. Even with Tennessee's big win Alabama, even though Ole Miss and Tennessee are both 3-3, Ole Miss has the better overall record and ahead of Tennessee now because, again, even though this is more about conference, if you have the same record, you take your overall record. So, again, Tennessee just got a bye week. Just wait for Ole Miss to have their bye week and Tennessee would take that number 2 spot. Or number 1 if Georgia can never lose. Anyway, let's check out what's going on around the network. Sleep Report Podcast every Monday night. Down and Distance, this show, every Monday night at 6 o'clock. Oh yeah, our new basketball show, Hardwood Hoops, every Friday at 6 o'clock. It's going to be a great show. And also, there's a show tomorrow about for Hot Seats and Tuesday. So I got 2 Hardwood Hoops this week. And of course, American Game Day every Saturday at 10 a.m. Our pick-up show. And if you haven't already, check out our website with the latest news, score, stats. If you want to know what games are, with teams are hot right now, check out our website. All right, that's all what's going around the network here in Busy Sports. All right, back to action. We got some games in the weekdays. I've got Georgia State and Appalachian State Wednesday at 6:30 ESPN2. And since this is a weekday, I'm going to make my picks right here, right now. So I guess this is kind of the option. Anyway, App State. I got App State definitely winning this ball game. Alright, I'm just over 30 minutes now, so I gotta go real quick. Alright, Virginia and Georgia Tech. This is gonna be a really good back and forth game Thursday night at 6:30 on ESPN. But I got Georgia Tech winning this ball game. Yeah, after firing their head coach and athletic directors, they are looking really good right now. So again, I got Georgia Tech winning this ball game. Alright, the Friday Night Lights we go at 7 o'clock, CBS Sports Network, UAB, Western Kentucky. This is going to be a tough game for me to pick. No, it's not. I got UAB winning this ball game. Hopefully I'm not wrong, but I really feel like UAB's got this game locked in. Alright, Big 12 we come. We got 11 o'clock ESPN2, Kansas and Baylor. Surprisingly, with the success Kansas had this year, and if they managed to beat Oklahoma, if Baylor were to finish their game they should have won, be undefeated like we expected, this has been a huge game this week. But they're both coming off a disappointing, Kansas coming off a disappointing week, lost to Oklahoma on the road. Baylor's having a rough start. They're 3-3 right now. So this is going to be a really hard game to watch this week. And it'll be interesting to see if Baylor can finally win a game. And how is Kansas going to respond after their first loss, or their second straight loss of the season? So are they going to have 3 straight losses? We're going to find out. Also, Ole Miss is on the road. They're number 7 right now. Yeah, they're a playoff race. They're on the road to LSU, June 30 on CBS. Yeah, it's the SEC game of the week. I don't really think it is. I got Ole Miss winning this game by like 30 points. Anyway, I know that wasn't part of the American game. I mean, obviously, I got Ole Miss winning this ball game. It's obvious. All right, number 9, UCLA. Number 10, Oregon, 2:30 on Fox. They were also debating putting this on FS1. Yeah, I don't think so. This is definitely a primetime game and national game that people want to see. Because it's the top 2 teams in the Pac-12. ESPN game is going down there. I am not, the reason why I picked this as not our game of the week is because I feel like Clemson and Syracuse is a better game right now, especially since Syracuse is looking really impressive right now. I'll talk about more of that game later on in game day. Alright, we got number 20, Texas, traveling on the road to Stillwater. Number 11, Oklahoma State, 2:30, ABC. Alright, these are 2 teams that are, Oklahoma State coming off their first loss of the season. They're back at home. We'll see how they can handle the Longhorns, because it's going to be interesting to see what Texas can do after having a rough game to Iowa State, I think. Was it Iowa State? Yeah, it was Iowa State. All right. BYU versus Liberty. This is a game that I probably shouldn't have been talking about as a big feature game, but here I am talking about BYU potentially losing to Liberty after being ranked at the start of the season all the way up until this week. So Notre Dame is now out of the AP rankings now. I think they were last week. But, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they can. They're on the road against Liberty, and Liberty's really good in the Sun Belt. They are known for pulling up upsets, so we'll see how they can handle BYU this week. Also, Alabama in another big SEC game, Mississippi State. They're both coming off the losses, so we'll see who's going to respond. I know that Alabama and Nick Saban respond better after now. They normally take down the next team by like 30 points. So I think in Alabama is home, 6 o'clock on ESPN. So I think, if you want to let me know already, you already know who I am picking in this game. Just a little hint for Saturday. But this is a big SEC game. It will be close for about 5 minutes. All right. The Big Ten, Minnesota, Penn State, they're 16. They're still ranked after their loss. Wow. Yeah, they didn't look too impressed at Michigan, but this will give our answer. How good? Penn State's good. They're not as good as we thought, but really this will give us the answer. How good is Penn State really? Well, Minnesota is a good enough team to pull off upsets, so this will give us our answer. The winner of this game will be ranked. The loser is out. All right. The Big 12 is very competitive, it looks like. So on FS1, really, 7 o'clock, this game should be on Fox. 2 ranked teams, in the top 20. 2 ranked teams in the top 20. One of them's in the top 10. Just had an amazing win against a top 10 opponent, Oklahoma State. They're home. Kansas State. It's the Battle of the Purples. This is a really big game for the Big 12. Can't wait to see this. All right, our game of the week, Memorial Stadium in Clemson. All right, we got Syracuse. We're 14. Clemson, they're 5. Oh, 11 o'clock on ABC. I get ABC, but 11 o'clock. Okay, college game Nick going down there. All right, they'll probably have their best crews calling the game. So I'm counting this as a wait. No, game Nick going to UCLA and Oregon. So this would have been I think, a smarter decision for them to go here because, once again, it's on their network and it would be right after their show. So I think a missed opportunity there. But anyway, big game. Can't wait to see this. Once again, I think just like Clemson and Wake Forest, that was a big back and forth battle. Can't wait to see if this is likely. We'll see these two have a chance at the ACC once again, the 2 top 10 teams in the ACC. Anyway, thanks for watching Down the Distance. I'll see you next Monday at 6 o'clock. And also, don't forget to watch American Game Day this Saturday.